Good morning. It is Monday, July 10th. Hopefully, you were enjoying the weekend, had some nice weather. It's all about trying new things, right? And then getting back into the saddle to deal with investments. So, if you're watching the markets this morning, you're probably saying, "What's going on?" Well, it's been near zero, but now, Nasdaq's down a bit, SPY's basically flat, Russell's up a lot, kind of small caps bouncing back. The Dow up a bit here, but I wouldn't hold my hat that that's going to where it's going to end by the end of the day. People are really waiting for more inflation data, more labor data, obviously lower trading weeks when people are on vacation, but they're just waiting for earnings season as well. We walked through a bunch of points in the arrows today, so definitely take a look at that if you didn't read them yet. But I'm going to head over the dashboard over at Longbow and go through some oversold signals, one overbought signal, and one to take a look at in case you are underweighted. So let's head over there. This is not the day, I think, to just be loading up on tech right before earnings season unless you have a fundamental view. It's bullish, right? But you are getting oversold signals here. Odds almost like 5 to 1. So 4.6 to 1 for Microsoft as a buy. Amazon 3.8, Google at 4.7. So some of the biggies that have been big money makers year to date have been down. Given the strong labor data last week, obviously rates popped up. What happens to long duration? It goes down, bonds down, tech down. That's what you're seeing right now. It's really just a macro pattern, nothing fundamental. So you're seeing those oversold signals. So that is typically when you would, come in, but we're not at a Longbow core signal yet. But you are getting a premium, so implied volatility premium. So if you are underweight, don't have any, and believing in tech, you could buy today. You're getting it overbought. So remember we talked about Alibaba. So still overbought here. I think people are super excited about China maybe stimulating. So whenever there's soft data, people say, okay, now China's going to have a higher likelihood of stimulating the economy and consumers. So this isn't the day to be putting on BABA, but it is something to look at. If you were listening to our friends over at 42 Macro, they were also flagging some technical signals of China really being oversold. And when they get these particular signals, it means that there's a potential ramp up in Chinese assets, so risk assets like equities. So if you're thinking about it, you can look at the FXI. We can plug that one in here in case you're, want to know how to use the dashboard and what it's showing right now. But the FXI is kind of the middle of the range. So it's neutral and then bearish. So you can imagine what would happen if this switched to bullish. You could see this really ramp, but it does have, it's kind of even odds right now. So not the back up the truck time to be putting it in, but you can keep a watch on that. We do note, though, too, that the XLV, so the healthcare ETF, is getting towards the low end of the range, and it's a pretty weak, but a longbow core signal. It's neutral momentum indicator, short-term, intermediate term, but it really depends, I would say, if you're looking at something more defensive, keep your eye on this to see if we can get to the low end of the trading range. And because, again, look at the Longbow arrows, read those this morning. A lot of people added on risk. And so it's not like the beginning of 2023 when people really didn't have a lot of risk assets on, they were pretty short or positioned defensively. That changed. FOMO has a weird way of making people want to do things like take more risk after things move up. And so, again, the symmetry is not really in your favor now. You really want to have a lot of these technical signals working in your favor to be able to make moves. So you do like the fact that these range signals are oversold. You're getting pretty good odds. It is bullish, implied volatility premium. So my guess, you actually might see the core signal flip to a buy along here pretty soon. But again, take care because this is weak trading time. Any kind of data is really going to change the direction of the market. We've seen the market do that with the VIX so low. If there's data, what ends up happening is you see this spike in movement. So obviously you can invest fundamentally and tactically in some of this tech stuff, but do watch the flows as well. And I try to cover that almost every day in the Longbow arrows. So if you read those, you can kind of understand where are people positioned, where is money flowing, and that can help also make a good decision if you're using the Longbow platform. That's it for today, and I'll catch you back tomorrow.